everyone, excited utterance here. Happy New Year. My name's Hella and this is Seraph. Look, Seraph says hi. Hi everybody. He's been a bit MIA lately, hasn't he? It's a bit warm around here and he's not been that cuddly. But I think he must have known that today was a bit of a sad day for all our friends over on the other side of the world in the US, and he decided to pop in and say hello. So, hello, kitty hugs. Yeah, kitty hugs. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, I want to say hello to everybody. Everybody. And give our best wishes from over here in Australia because it's not really that much of a happy new year, is it? Not that much of a happy new year. I woke up to a message from one of our members. Um, is it okay if I mention you? You're in chat right now. From one of our members who is in the area, and that is of the incident that occurred during my evening. Sure. Okay. Hey, AG. Hey, AG. Yeah. And just saying that you're okay and that there's been a terrible incident, a sort of Darrell Brooks like incident in one of the main strips there. And and if I'm at all religious, if I could just give out some prayers, and I am. I pray every day. I'm a Catholic. Doesn't matter if you're someone who is into religion or just you're spiritual, if you just give your thoughts and you think about those people who have been through something terrible just now. But yeah, that really resonates with me. AG, we hope you're okay. I don't know if you know anyone personally who was involved in that incident, but dear me, that really was something, and it brings to light, doesn't it? Lots of bad memories of things that have happened in the past, especially considering that we have confirmation now that it definitely was a terrorist attack, that there was an ISIS flag, that there seems to be some sort of coordinated effort, that there are other things coming out now, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But all that aside, human life has been lost. There's children involved. It's nothing that you can do anything about. It doesn't matter really whether it's terrorists or whether it's a natural disaster. When there's lives lost, there's heartbreak. So yeah, let's just all remember that and be really grateful and hug those around us. So that said, let's have a little bit of a look at what's going on because there's breaking news, and I just woke up about an hour ago, and I'm trying to get my head around. What's going on, and let's bring in Mr. Ilya. Hello.
Hey.
Hey. Let's bring in Mr. Ilya and try and work out what is rumor and what is real, and also say hello to some people in chat. So, who have we got here? Oh, Line. Keep an eye on this Vegas Cybertruck situation too.
Yeah.
Yes, that's weird, isn't it?
Very
But there was
strange.
no one in it, right? It
I
was
think there
just.
was.
Was there?
I
Oh,
think
was it?
there was a driver.
So it was S bomber. Yeah.
Mm, we don't know.
Who knows? Right. Also, those Cybertrucks are weird looking.
They are.
I don't like
But,
them.
with lithium batteries, they're very prone to explode. So there's the
I
possibility
see.
that it could be a fluke. But there's also the
Yeah, I
fact that it
guess
was a Tesla parked in front of Trump Tower.
a Tesla parked in front of Trump Tower.
Yeah.
So some kind of
Message.
subliminal message that your best friend, your bestie, is not really your bestie or something. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No lives lost as a result of that,
Yeah.
but perhaps some sort of link. Don't know. Okay. I'm interested in this whole situation in Houston at the moment. So we have, for those of you who don't know what's going on there, I'm just going to share screen for a second. Just update you because this is fairly new. Do, 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 do. Oops. How
Oops.
do you do that? Where's that other screen that you made?
Me?
Um, yeah, that no, not that. The one you had before. No, that one. No, the one that you went to before. We were backstage. No. Okay, this will do. Um,
Sorry.
all right. Okay. So,
Oh, we
right.
know.
So, what?
Go on.
Okay. So, breaking FBI Houston has just issued a statement asking citizens to stay away from the area near the intersection of Hugh Road and Crescent Peak in northern Houston. They're currently investigating a scene related to the attack in New Orleans. New Orleans, sorry. I'm an Australian. I say it wrong. But are providing no further details at this time. So, FBI Houston and Harris County Sheriff's Office conducting law enforcement activity near the intersection. We have secured a perimeter in that area and are asking people to avoid the area. It's related to the attack. Okay, so people are saying that it may be a terrorist cell, that there could be explosives in there and things like that. So who knows? I mean, there's obviously lots of conjecture, and we won't go into all that. But yeah, that is is that where he lived? The suspect, as in the what's his name? I can't
Looking
say
at
say.
a map now of the area, there are residential
Yeah.
places there. There's a Baptist church.
I know what you were trying to say.
Oh,
What?
there's a mosque nearby.
Yes, he's from Houston. That's what I thought. Yeah, I thought he was from Houston.
Yeah.
Okay. So the other thing that's really bothering people a lot is he's an American citizen. Do you want to bring that up, darling?
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Right. Okay. Yes, he's an American citizen, and just among you all, so regular person, had a good job, also in the military as well. So,
Oh, you mean the video?
oh no, I wanted to see the area first,
Okay.
so that's good. Okay, so where is this intersection?
So Hugh Road and whoops. I was hoping to get a marker. Okay, so Hugh Road and if you can see, I don't think I have a way to mark it easy.
His friend said he converted to Islam recently. Hey,
That
Ivermectin, how's it going, mate?
would explain it. But so on the screen on the left-hand side, that's the T section of the area the FBI has recently sealed off. Zooming out just a little south, right here is the mosque. Oh, it's got 4.8 stars out of 5, and it's handicap accessible.
Awesome.
So that's good. Wheelchair accessible entrance.
That's great.
Great reviews.
Hey, Messy Star, how's it going? Wow. Okay. All right. So, of the things we're going to do today, so we're going to have a little bit of a look at the press conference. I'm sure you guys have all seen it. Not going to go through the whole thing. It's 45 minutes long. There's a few bits in it I find kind of interesting. There's a bit of rhetoric, I suppose, from the politicians and police chief and things. I want to have a little bit of a look at some video I found. I don't know if you've seen it or not. There is some video of the pickup truck arriving at the area and doing a quick U-turn, and then obviously that's when he starts driving into the people, and we don't want to see that. And I don't believe there's video of that being posted. I hope not. And then I wanted to have a bit of a look at some discussion that's getting around about these bollards. Apparently, the bollards were just what? Not
Bollocks.
there. Pardon?
Bollards were, yeah, they weren't working,
They just
or
weren't
they weren't
working.
existing.
Yeah. And this really bothers me. So, I mean, what's going on with the preparation for something like this to occur in a big open area where there's people enjoying themselves? You got to be prepared for these sorts of things. I mean, it's really, I'm sorry, but Monday morning quarterback, I suppose. I'm
Yeah.
starting to use
Oh,
US terms now. But it's, yeah, they were putting in a new system. Well, how long does it take? I mean, apparently they've been gone for a while. Can someone TLDR what the fuck actually happened? Yes, Mavka. Okay, so let's do that. Right. So basically, what we've got is we have. Can we bring something up on screen that just sort of?
you? Oh,
All right,
me?
we'll just go like that.
Okay.
All right. So all right. So basically, what's happened is in New Orleans, uh, there is a mall kind of area, more like a restaurant district called Bourbon Street. Very popular, and it's a tourist destination. People go there to eat, drink, have fun, enjoy the New Orleans
Oh,
atmosphere, right? Sorry, you say
uh,
something?
carry on, but I have something when you're done.
Okay. Now, what's happened is, whilst I've been asleep, sort of 6 hours ago, there was a Daryl Brooks like incident. So, a pickup truck, white pickup truck, drove into this open restaurant street kind of area and mowed down a bunch of people. 10 people have been declared deceased, and 30 plus people are in hospital, and hopefully no more will be declared deceased, but we don't know yet. And the person driving the vehicle had an ISIS flag attached to the vehicle. He came out of the vehicle when it crashed, came out of the vehicle shooting. He was obviously returned returned fire by the law enforcement there, and he is no longer with us. So, that being said, his identity was later found out, and he is actually an American citizen. He's in Houston, and he's converted to Islam recently. So it turns out that this is an ISIS attack. And we're going to have a bit of a look at a press conference shortly, which will show us a little bit more information. That's basically what's happened. So it's 15 now, Donna Barry.
Mm.
Oh no. Yeah. AG is in the area. AG, if you wanted to add anything to that. In fact, if you want to pop on stream, you're really welcome. You don't have to show your face or anything. If you just want to come on with voice, you're really welcome. That's just, no, the driver's not alive. There's a photo of him with blood and everything on the ground, but it's absolutely horrific, the whole thing. It's like Temple Bar in Dublin. Okay. Uh, in fact, I'd like to just ask anyone who knows Bourbon Street well, Is it like, is there a part of Bourbon Street that is closed to traffic so people just walk up and down it? Is it like one of those sort of open air?
I think it's for like Mardi Gras. It's,
Yeah, because they have a Mardi Gras there, right?
yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So, because I brought it up on my Google Maps. Hang on. I'll share my tab instead. Hang on. There it is. Okay, so this is the corner where the truck ended up, right? So this is a corner of Bourbon Street and Canal Street. So this is Bourbon Street here and Canal Street, and you can see all this sort of greenery and things that it's sort of, and this curved building here. This is kind of an iconic landscape. There we go, AG. Mavka, Bourbon Street, sure, during Fat Tuesday, but there are other streets that have that
Mardi Gras parade.
be from different MG parade before that day.
Mardi Gras parade.
Mardi Gras season starts February 2025. Okay, they have electric bollards to close it off when there is an event. I see. Right, but they have been removed for repairs. How long has that been going on? I'm interested. Like, how long have these bollards been out of service? Because it sounds like a long time. The way, and we'll look at the press conference in a minute, but the way they were talking about it, it sounds like they've been out of action for a bit. Anyway, so hang on, let me just zoom out of this for a minute. Okay, so I don't know which way he came from. Oh, okay, so that's actually Bourbon Street ends there. So he must have come from this way. He must have come down. Hang on, let me see if I can. Oh, there's the French Quarter. Oh, look. Oh, look, it's already showing us. Google Maps is already showing us. French Quarter incident. Huh. Updated 56 minutes ago. There you go. Thank you, Google. Okay. All right. So French Quarter incident there. Right. So the French Quarter. Yeah, look at that. French Quarter incident there. So it's there, but I know from reports that he ended up here, right? He ended up on that corner of Canal Street and Bourbon Street. But look at me, I'm Grey Hughes. My Google Maps. Right. So, what's that?
Oh, keep going. I just got something to show.
Okay, sure. All right. You can't wait, can you? All right. So he drove down here, and obviously people were sort of smashed into around here. And then that's around here is where he crashed, and the cops shot him there. Okay, and so obviously there's restaurants and bars and things around there. Okay, interesting. Hi, Barbara. Good to see you, Barbara. Haven't seen you for a bit. Lovely to see you. He was moving fast when he made that turn onto Bourbon Street. Oh, yeah. I've got video of that. It's nuts. Hang on. Let me just see if I can show you that. Just a minute. Here it is. Okay. There. Okay, so the truck is, see this white pickup truck? Can you see it? There it is. There it is. Not the one in the foreground, the one driving back here. There it is. Yeah. Whoa! Look at him go! Holy. He's gone. Yeah. Scary, right? Okay, so, Dali, what did you want to show?
Looks like, according to Elon, they've confirmed that the explosion at the Trump Hotel in Vegas was caused by very large fireworks and slash or a bomb carried in the bed of the rented Cybertruck, and is not related to like the vehicle itself, so not the battery.
Okay.
So that's the second.
I'm sure Elon's very pleased it wasn't the battery.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. This is not looking good, guys.
And they both trucks were rented by the same company.
What?
Yeah, let me find that.
So the Cybertruck and the truck in New Orleans.
Yeah, apparently appears likely to be an act of terrorism. Both the Cybertruck and the F-150 S-bomb in New Orleans were rented from Turo. Perhaps they are linked in some way.
You can rent a Cybertruck?
Oh yeah, expensive.
We
But
don't
yeah.
even have them here. Okay.
It's like two. I saw like 250, I think, a day.
Okay, guys. This is getting worse. This is getting worse.
I mean, it could be a coincidence, but I mean, at the very least, there's two different incidents at the same time.
There's two incidents at the same time, and it does seem very suspicious that they have been rented from the same company. I wonder if they were rented from the same location, like the same outlet. I'm sure we'll hear more about that very soon. Now, where did that footage come from? CCTV has audio. Someone happened to be filming. It didn't look like CCTV. It was moving. So I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know where that footage came from. I don't know. I don't know why anyone would be just filming traffic like that. So that's weird that that was filmed. I have no idea. I have no idea. Because the camera moves, right? Like, let's watch it again.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Well, I'm sure 2025.
Look at the way the
Oh, no,
camera's
no, no,
moving.
no, no. That's a phone taking the recording off a laptop or computer. So it's security camera.
Is security camera?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. It's just a cell phone recording the screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's got the little lines around every people
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, okay. Good few.
Boxes are just showing movement.
Yeah. So you're trying to
Nice.
figure out why there's audio. That's a really good point, though. Why is there audio?
I imagine there could be audio outside. I mean, outside the camera.
No, no. Why is the camera? Why is CCTV recording audio?
They're pretty good nowadays. I imagine they
Yeah.
can have them. Or a business's ring camera.
It could be a business's. Okay, maybe it's not like
Yeah.
street CCTV. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Jesus Christ.
And of
Okay.
course, the ambulance just drives by.
I mean,
just
we don't
saying.
know whether that ambulance was actually for that incident or not. It could have been for something else.
Fair. Yeah, I suppose they can't stop if they're.
Yeah. Hey, AG. So these are traffic cameras that are outside above
Oh.
traffic or a business ring camera. I think it's a ring camera. Okay. Okay, that's fair enough. No, it's not a traffic accident, Barbara. This is not an accident. This was on purpose. This was on purpose. All right. So let's get to the press conference, guys. And we're not going to, as I said, we're not going to watch the whole thing. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen it, but we'll watch the best bits or the most important bits. There's a lot of political sort of hyperbole that we'll skip. But I do want to get to the reporters' questions. I think they're important. So let's go. What's the Cybertruck which exploded at Trump International Las Vegas was rigged to a detonation system controlled by the driver?
Damn.
Wow. A design are the steel concrete barriers on the sidewalk, because if not, they wouldn't have stopped this guy. Okay, so no, there weren't any on the sidewalk, and they're blaming that anyway. They're saying, well, it wouldn't have mattered if there were bollards because he went up on the sidewalk. Aren't there supposed to be some on the sidewalk anyway?
Yeah, there should be. I mean,
We've got them on our sidewalk here. Like in the mall areas, we do.
yeah. I mean, in shopping centers and areas,
Yeah.
there's those that
Like
prevent cars from like going into.
driving up onto them.
Yeah,
Hello, that's the point of the.
and they've
You're not
got at
supposed to
least.
just be able to.
Yeah,
Who was the driver?
and
Guys?
I think she means in the Vegas one.
Oh, who was the driver in the Vegas
Yeah,
one?
I don't know that one yet.
We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. But I can tell you who the driver was in this one. Him.
Yep.
Shamsuddin Jabbar.
Wow, that was like the whitest Arabic pronunciation.
Well, I mean, I am very white. Yes, that's him there. And he's an American. Shamsuddin Jabbar, born in the US, was arrested for theft and invalid driver's license in the past, worked in HR and IT in the US military, pledged allegiance to ISIS, had explosives, and intended to kill as many Americans as possible, apparently. What, Johnny Osprey? How do you know
No,
this?
no.
What?
No.
What?
Crispy critter.
Stop it. You know you can fool me. I'm an Australian. I've got no idea who you're talking about. Stop it.
Typical Texan name.
Stop it. Dear me. Oh, man. All right. Dear. Dear.
Never trust anyone who works in HR.
Okay. Sorry, now I've lost the press conference. Oh, dear. Okay. Thank you for making me smile. Everybody. Alrighty. I've lost the damn press conference now. God.
You want me to pull it up?
Yes, please.
Or I can send it to you.
Just put it in private chat, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Dear me.
Good Lord, ISIS. I mean, we haven't really heard of them in like
Yeah, that
4 years. I wonder what happened.
4 years? Has it been
Yeah.
4 years?
No, it's probably been longer than that, actually. They were pretty much
Yeah.
gone, and then, yeah,
Well, just when you think people are gone, and they come back at you.
bringing the band back together.
All right.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alethea Duncan. I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge here in FBI New Orleans. Thank you for being here today and for your patience. First, I want to acknowledge the victims of today's horrific attack. The FBI and our partners are working diligently to investigate and find answers on behalf of the victims, the citizens and residents of Louisiana, and everyone visiting the city. I'm going to provide you some facts and information about what we do know. I know that all of you will have questions, and we will try to provide some answers, but this is an ongoing investigation that's rapidly evolving. So there are some questions I will be unable to answer at this time. The FBI is the lead investigative agency, and we're investigating this as an attack of terrorism along with our partners. Today at approximately 3:15 a.m. Central Standard Time, an individual drove a pickup truck into a crowd on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, killing at least 10 individuals and injuring dozens more. After hitting the crowd, he exited the vehicle and fired upon local law enforcement. Law enforcement returned fire and the subject was pronounced deceased at the scene. 2 law enforcement officers were injured and transported to local hospitals. The subject has been identified as 42-year-old Samsud Dim Jabbar, a U.S.-born citizen from Texas. He was driving a Ford pickup truck, which appears to be rented, and we are working to confirm how the subject became in possession of this vehicle.
Okay, I just wanted to mention what Design said. Yes, this same woman did say earlier, not a terrorist event. So the FBI's very first instinct was to lie to the public, which isn't great. It's
Well,
not a
they've been-
good look.
They've been doing it for 100 years, so.
Yeah, and I'll show you later actually her doing that. So she got in front of the cameras, I think it was at the scene actually, and said, "This is not a terrorist event." And then a few hours later, she gets up here and goes, "This is a terrorist event." Right? So, I mean, why can't she just say, "We don't know yet and it's an evolving investigation"? That would be so much smarter. Because it just doesn't instill confidence in the feds, does it? Of course, people will start coming up with conspiracy theories and things and just not trust the government if they just flat out lie when they don't know, right?
An ISIS flag was located on the trailer hitch of the vehicle, and the FBI is working to determine the
Yeah,
subject's
it's a default
potential
stance.
associations and affiliations with terrorist organizations. Weapons and potential improvised explosive devices, IEDs, were located in the subject's vehicle. Other potential IEDs were also located in the French Quarter. As of now, 2 IEDs have been found and rendered safe. The FBI Special Agent Bomb Technicians, as well as our local law enforcement partners, have been working to determine if any of these devices are viable, and they'll work to render those devices safe.
Sorry, the
The
sign language
FBI,
interpreter is
we are
just-
working with our partners to investigate this as an act of terrorism. We're aggressively running down all of the leads to identify the possible subject's associates. We're working to ensure that there is no further threat. We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible. We are aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates. That's why we need the public's help. We are asking if anybody has any interactions with Samsud Dim Jabbar in the last 72 hours that you contact us. The FBI is asking the public's help. We're asking anyone who has information, video, or pictures to provide it to the FBI. We have set up a digital tip line as well as our 1-800 number, 1-800-CALL-FBI. Please provide us with any information that can assist us in this investigation. Once again, thank you for your patience and assistance. For an updated statements or information, please check the FBI's website and our social media accounts. I will now turn over to Mayor.
Yes,
Patel.
CH, I
Thank you.
noticed that.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Agent Duncan, for your leadership and the full support of the FBI. First and foremost, I want to express my deepest condolences to the families and loved ones that were impacted by this
Oh
tragedy
God, look.
on Bourbon Street and in the heart of the city of New Orleans. And I know that the entire New Orleans City Council grieves along right with me, no doubt about that, and our
Jesus
people
Christ.
and our families. My priority will continue to be to ensure that victims that remain on Bourbon Street now will be serviced and removed as soon as possible. But as stated, the FBI is in charge of this investigation and are doing everything necessary to make this happen. I also want to acknowledge hearing from President Biden, all of our federal partners, but most importantly, calling Governor Landry this morning, responded with haste, and we do say thank you. And of course, a demonstration of a unified support is right here in this room. That's how we collectively responded to this tragedy in the city of New Orleans. The mission now is to facilitate, support, and coordinate safety procedures to keep our residents and our visitors safe. I've gone to the hospital along with Chief Kirkpatrick to visit our police officers, and considering their injuries,
Wait, who is this woman, the
they're
mayor?
doing well. As I mentioned,
I'm sorry?
Chief
this
Superintendent.
investigation is ongoing, and the FBI remains the lead in the investigation. It is an active crime scene as well. We are committed, no doubt, to uncovering all details surrounding this tragedy. And we're taking every necessary step to put even more
JC.
safety procedures in place, especially given the nature of the investigation. I'm going to ask people to do not go around our secured area if there is no essential need to do so. It matters, and again, it is an active crime scene. I also want you all to know that the Greater New Orleans Foundation has set up a fund to assist victims, and that information will be provided to you. Thank you, Ganoff. Again, I want to thank this unified team. We're leaning in. We will be relentless, and we will do everything that it takes to render real justice. This team will. I want to also just thank our citizens for your heartfelt prayers. New Orleans is a world-class city, and I can say that I've heard from world leaders all this morning and up until now, in addition to my brother and sister mayors across this country. They're calling, they're responding, and they're standing with the city of New Orleans. And what they always say and want me to reiterate, they understand the resilience of this community. And we're strong in that regard, and I will say second to none. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our governor, and as I mentioned, who has not wavered any in leaning in, providing the necessary support, and standing right here with me, and I say thank you, Governor. And I know the First Lady is standing with us as well.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thanks, Factually. Thanks for being a member
again, I
for
wanna
3
thank-
months, mate.
The mayor, since about 3:45 this morning, when she called me, we have all been working just around the clock to both secure the city and to solve this act. You know, again, I want to reiterate
So,
that our
right,
prayers
this
go
is the
out
governor, right?
with all of those who have been affected by this tragedy. I want to thank our law enforcement officers. I want to thank our medical personnel. I want to thank our first responders. And most importantly, I want to thank the two New Orleans police officers who not only laid their life on the line, but were able to eliminate the threat this morning. Let me say, we have made public safety a state priority from day one. And I think that if you look around me today, right now, and you look at the people who are standing around, that is their commitment as well. We intend to be transparent in assessing any defects that may have existed in the system so that we can address it. It's the only way to ensure that any mistakes that were made are corrected. Specifically, we have been trying and working very diligently to address security concerns in preparation for the Super Bowl since October. And it's interesting because, ironically, in preparation for the Super Bowl, I had intended to issue an emergency declaration tomorrow so that we could bring all of our federal, state, and local agencies to bear in preparation for the Super Bowl and Mardi Gras. But because of the events today, I have amended that emergency declaration and issued it today. So again, that declaration will allow our federal, state, and local partners to bring all of the resources necessary to get this city safe. In light of that executive order, I've also ordered the mobilization of a military police company. I've asked General Freelou to mobilize a military police company to assist both New Orleans Police and LSP and the FBI. It is important for our citizens and guests of this state
What?
to know
Data
that
hunter,
we're doing
Vince.
everything we can to secure their safety in this city. We want to make it clear, the Superdome and the surrounding area is safe. But I've always said that the safety of this entire city is something
Janet, welcome.
that is always paramount to me. With that, I would like to turn it over to Jeff. With the
Who's
Super
Jeff?
Bowl.
Good old Jeff.
Jeff Duncan?
Jeff, how's it going?
Good old boy,
Oh, we're
Jeff.
going to talk about the football now. Sports ball.
Priorities,
Look at
guys.
all these tall people. Everyone's huge. Huge.
Then we
Good
got-
afternoon. Obviously, we wish we weren't here for this reason today. The Sugar Bowl Committee has a 90-year history of
Okay.
being a good corporate.
I just need to ask a question. What the hell's a sugar bowl?
It's a bowl that's full of a bunch of sugar.
I thought they were saying Super Bowl, but it's sugar bowl, right?
It is sugar bowl. I don't
It's
really.
a sugar bowl.
I don't pay attention to.
It's just
foosball.
football, Evie? Okay. So, all right. So they were supposed to be having a big football thing tonight,
Yeah.
right? But they've put it off till tomorrow because that's probably enough time, right? Everyone should feel
yeah.
safe by tomorrow.
Yeah.
All the terrorists should be gone by then.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah,
Citizen for the city of New Orleans, and that's why this tragedy hurts us as much as anybody right now. So our condolences, thoughts, and
Maddie
prayers
B?
go out to the victims and their families as we all work through this. Of course, anytime we have a major event in the city of New Orleans, public safety is paramount, and we have full faith and confidence in the governor and the mayor and all the assets, the federal, state, and local resources that they've applied to this event so that we can ultimately bring those responsible to justice and carry on with the major events that we have in front of us. Speaking of which, we were scheduled this evening to have a CFP quarterfinal played in the Superdome at 7:45. We have been in consultation with ESPN, with the College Football Playoff, with the Southeastern Conference, with the University of Georgia, with Notre Dame. All parties and all agree that it's in the best interest of everybody and public safety that we postpone the game for 24 hours. Work is fast about to set up a safe and efficient and fun environment for tomorrow night. There'll be more details on that in the coming hours, but for now, that's the plan, that we're going to move forward and play the game. And again, we reiterate our thanks to everyone up here for the important work they're doing. We live in the fun and games world
Yeah, they swapped them
with
out.
what we do,
Why'd
but
they
we certainly
swap?
recognize the importance of this,
Jeff
and we're going
gets
to
his own.
support it 100%. So thank you.
He doesn't want sloppy seconds.
I'd like to bring up Senator Kennedy.
Okay, this dude. All right, I found. Okay, before we start with him, I find this dude to be, and unfortunately, okay, this is a really sad situation, but I found him to be amusing.
Yes. He's
Yeah.
always amusing.
He's quite amusing and full of rhetoric, and just this is his
He's-
moment to shine.
Oh, he always shines.
Oh, does he? I've never seen him before in my life.
He's hilarious. Like he just has these
Wow.
like witty mannerisms and expressions.
Okay, well, this was a treat for me. This was my first time ever seeing this dude, and I was just like, wow, okay, righto. Who is he exactly?
Senator Kennedy.
He's a senator, righto. Okay. Here we go. Welcome to Senator Kennedy's world.
I wish I understood better why bad things happen to good people. If I make it to heaven, I'm going to ask.
Oh, really?
For those people who don't believe in objective evil, all you have to do is look at what happened in our city early this morning. I am, if this doesn't trigger the gag reflex of every American, every fair-minded American, I'll be very surprised. I'm here because these are my people. I'm here because these are my people's friends. I'm here because there are a lot of Louisianians that are scared tonight. I don't want them to be. There's a lot of information going around. Some of it is actually true. Some of it isn't. The federal government is now in charge of this investigation. By that I mean the White House, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Department of Justice. I have not talked to the FBI. Maybe they've talked to my staff. I don't know. I did talk to the Secretary of Homeland Security a little while ago. And I told him that with all the respect I could muster, that we expect to put the full force and resources of the federal government behind this investigation. Our state troopers, our local police departments, our sheriffs, we've got many sheriffs here today, have been terrific so far. Federal government is cooperating with them. I hope that will continue. Here's what I want to ask from the federal government. Catch these people. Catch these people.
It's these people.
And then tell the American people the truth. Now, I don't want you to tell us yet anything that's going to interfere with your investigation.
That's a
And there are
novel
things
concept.
that I've been told that I think are true that I'm not sharing with you today because it could interfere with their investigation. But after we get to the bottom of this, they need to tell the American people the truth, and the people of New Orleans the truth, and the people of America the truth. I think the mayor and the governor are very wise to postpone this ball game for 24 hours. There's just too much stuff we don't know, and it's just not worth it. But I guess my final point is, I will promise you this: I will, when it is appropriate and this investigation is complete, you will find out what happened and who was responsible. Or I will raise fresh hell. And I will chase those in the federal government who are responsible for telling us what happened, like they stole Christmas.
Oh,
Thank you, Senator Kennedy. Congressman Carter.
I'm scared. I'm all the way over here and I'm
Thank you,
scared.
Governor. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Senator Kennedy. Thank you to all of our law enforcement agents for doing a yeoman's job, for stepping up at a
Okay,
time
now
when we
who's
needed
this?
you most, for employing the resources
Not sure.
of all
Wish
of our
they'd
partners.
say.
This is all hands on deck, from the White House all the way down. I've been in communication with the White House since early this morning. Secretary Mayorkas, leaders in all of our federal, local, and state
he's a
agencies.
this is a
The
congressman.
president has made it very clear that he intends to bring every resource to bear to not only tell the truth, but to provide the resources to bring these cowards to justice. I want to personally thank the men and women in uniform who put their lives on the line to protect our citizens and our visitors. To our mayor and our governor for acting expeditiously and bringing us all together. To our sheriffs from the surrounding areas who have been Johnny on the spot, recognizing that if it happens in New Orleans,
Johnny on the
it
spot
can
is such a
happen
great
anywhere. We don't have the luxury of being myopic. In this community, we work together. We don't point fingers. We don't blame. We go after the bad guys.
No,
Let it
bad
be clear
guys.
that the full faith and credit of the United States and every agency therein is on the ground working. And for those who may have played a role in this horrific act of cowardice, we will find you. We will bring you to justice. New Orleans is a place that heralds its ability to protect its citizens, that heralds its ability to manage major events, Super Bowls, Sugar Bowls, Mardi Gras, Jazz Fest, Essence Festival, you name it. No one does it better than law enforcement in New Orleans and in the surrounding area. Kudos to those 2 officers who've been wounded. Our hearts go out to those who lost
puppy.
loved ones. Our hearts go out to those who are wounded and on the mend in the hospital. Citizens, now is the time to stay calm, to be vigilant. This is not a time to come out to
Hey,
sightsee.
Pink Slime.
Listen to your
true.
federal,
He did
local,
say to
state
President.
officials. Be vigilant. If you saw something, say something. If you know something, tell someone. There are tip lines, there's information available. Please, all hands on deck.
How would you all
Rest
feel
assured,
about
the
calling a
decision
tip
that was
line?
made to postpone the game was not done lightly. It was done with one single thing in mind: public safety. Making sure that the citizens and visitors of this great city, not only for this event, but for every event you come to in Louisiana, that you will be safe. And we will use every resource possible, as the governor has said, as the mayor has said, and every law enforcement agent here has said. Our energy, our commitment will be to make sure that you are safe now and for every event in the future. God bless you, and let's stay strong.
Thank you, Congress.
Attorney General.
Man, really?
I first want to extend my sincerest condolences to
Okay,
the family.
I'm getting a bit bored of all these people. I want to get to the questions. So, guys, I just want to ask a question of you, though. How would you feel about calling a tip line to the feds?
Well, I get where you're going with that.
Yeah.
I would say that in a situation like this, I probably would if I saw something weird. If it's like to report a tip for a crime or something, probably not.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, hey?
Because
'Cause,
yeah,
I mean-
yeah,
Like, you want to help. Like,
Yeah.
you really don't want terrorists in the country, right? Like,
Or,
you
you know,
really, really don't. But then
killers in the
again,
community.
yeah, you certainly don't want to end up being associated with them, like investigated for such things. That
Yeah.
would be very bad. That would be very bad. Brad,
That's true.
if call tip line, don't use your own phone, and don't give your actual name, it's irrelevant. Yeah, you should be able to call anonymously. I think maybe the same rules apply as usual. Make sure you have a lawyer ready.
Or get a burner.
Or get a burner. I'd get a
No,
burner
then they'll use that
phone.
against you.
Get a burner. Yeah, then they'd be like, burner phone, burner phone, burner phone. They have a burner phone. Oh, it's so tricky, isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
like, why is it so difficult? Why can't you trust these people to just, like, respect that you're trying to help? A lot of people who called in about J6s ended up getting arrested. Exactly, old line. This is the problem, right? This is the problem. It's just they haven't exactly shown themselves to be trustworthy, in that if you try and help, are they going to be on your side? Are they going to repay the favor and not treat you like a suspect? Yeah, your name is not relevant, Mads. They would likely need to judge your credibility, which involves them knowing who you are. Oh, not irrelevant. Sorry, okay, I see what you're saying. Not irrelevant. They would likely need to judge your credibility, which involves them knowing who you are. I see. Well, they should have... Okay, if it's a tip line, tip lines sometimes allow you to be anonymous.
And then sometimes they say you're anonymous, but you really aren't.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's been people, I thought this was anonymous. And they're like, well, we hit a dead end. So we had to start
Yeah.
reaching out to all you schlubs.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Are we answering questions now? Hang on. I think the FBI lady answers the questions.
A follow-up, if I may.
Go ahead.
You guys mentioned accomplices. You don't.
Then we'll go ahead and release a statement to everyone.
Victims. How many are from here in Louisiana? Warnings ahead of time about this person or.
Go ahead, Katie.
Thank you, sir. Katie Weiss was.
Senator Kennedy and Congressman Carter, an FBI acting director,
Weiss with CBS News.
some questions.
All right,
There
if you
we go.
could, we'll start over here with CBS. Katie, we'll work our way across the room. If I miss you, just give me a holler. I may not see you. Go ahead, Katie.
Sir, Katie Weiss
Get
with
your lawyer to
CBS
pull in a
News.
better.
I mean, I think this has been a really tough day for a lot of people, but at this point, we're hearing that the death toll, according to some FBI sources, has gone up to 15. Is this true?
Who wants to answer? Yeah.
I can speak for it,
You-
I guess, unless you have a final number. We do not have a final number. We know that we have confirmed 10, but we did have people who had been transported who were in critical condition. And so I do not know that, but I can confirm 10.
And one quick follow-up question, if I may. We know that there have been some local records in Texas about a misdemeanor background on this suspect. Any signs or warnings ahead of time about this person or their plans for what happened this morning?
Because that is the investigation part, I will give the FBI.
At this time, we cannot go into details about the subject's history. What I can tell you, the person was an Army veteran. We believe he was honorary discharged, but we're working through this process, figuring out all this information. The goal with the FBI is providing you with the most accurate and complete information. So once that information is confirmed, we'll make sure we push that out. Thank you.
Ariel.
At this time, do you know exactly, as far as the victims, how many are from here in Louisiana versus out of state and their ages maybe?
At this time, I can't go into details about all the victims. We want to make sure that the family is notified appropriately before we put any information out there. So once the families are all notified, then we'll go ahead and release a statement to everyone.
And I would ask the press, in relation to the victims and those that are in hospitals, if we could just refrain from worrying about them so their loved ones can take care of them and the medical personnel that are trying to get them out of the hospital can do so. And as information becomes available, but we want to respect the privacy of those who are still either fighting for their lives or being cared for. Thank you.
A follow-up, if I may.
Go ahead.
You guys mentioned accomplices. You don't think that the suspect acted alone.
Oh, Wendy.
About how many more suspects are you guys looking into at this point?
It's a range of suspects, and right now with the FBI, we do not want to rule anything out. So that's why we're asking if anyone has had any interaction with the deceased subject Jabbar in the last 72 hours. Provide us with this information. You can provide us that information through 1-800-CALL-FBI
Thank you
or our
so
digital tips line, which is
much.
available on our social.
1-800-CALL-FBI or 1-800-SUPPORT Hella and Dolly. Thank you, Wendy H. Happy New Year. Love you so much. 1999 Super Chat. Much appreciated. Very much so. I hope you're having a lovely New Year, Wendy. And yeah, thank you for all of your support and friendship. Really appreciate you, my love. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. All right, let's keep going.
Social media website as well as the big FBI website.
Can I say something, Rick? Tell me who you're with.
WDC.
WDSU. Okay, and CBS.
NBC's over here on the right.
Oh, that's an unusual position.
What?
I don't get it.
He's funny.
You wouldn't. Look, the FBI is not going to be able to answer those questions, okay? They will eventually, I promise you, okay? Once the FBI has a chance to investigate all this, along working with state police, working with Homeland Security, working with the city of New Orleans, they're going to tell you what happened. I can promise you that, or I'm going to raise fresh hell. But right now, they're in the process of trying to catch the other bad guys. And I want to give them the benefit of the doubt
Just some
for a
levity
while.
at the terror attack presser, where I'm going to raise fresh hell.
About the victims. I know that there was obviously gunfire exchange, so I guess how many victims were shot and then how many were injured?
Look, again,
None.
let me
I
reiterate
think.
both Special Agent Duncan and Senator Kennedy. There's a lot of, I get that y'all want to know minute details. What we don't want to do is impede this investigation or spend any time talking about things that don't get us.
That was kind of a little bit insensitive. Minor details, like how many people were shot. Oh, yeah, that. Minor details? Not the best thing to say, my friend.
Closer to hunting these folks down and securing the city. And so at a particular point in time, we will release as much information as we can. But at this time, in relation to the investigation, I would ask y'all to refrain from those.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if we're going to just have more of the same as the governor just said, we're going to provide that information, but we're going to wrap the press conference now. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me finish. You weren't listening. If all of the questions are more of the same, what the governor just said in position, we won't be doing that to provide that information. And if you have a quick, different question, then let's do that quickly and move on. Okay?
My question.
Ma'am.
You can just say I don't know.
Hold on. Then who was next? We had over here.
Hi, Rachel Wolf from the Wall Street Journal. You said you are confident there are multiple suspects involved. What makes you confident in that?
Well, like, why would we tell you that? Again, again, we want to answer pertinent questions.
This is
But
chaos.
anything that would lead to impeding or endangering this investigation is not going to be said, okay? And we will, as information unfolds, this is a very fluid process. And remember something too, we're doing two things. We're hunting some bad people down and we're securing the city too. We're getting ready for a Sugar Bowl tomorrow. So if y'all would, again, if you have questions regarding Sugar Bowl, the safety of the city, or something to that effect, we're happy to answer.
Priorities. The
Okay,
football
go ahead.
game.
Go ahead, Alyssa.
Usually in parts of the French Quarter, specifically in parts of Bourbon Street, there are bollards. We're hearing that some of those may have been down because of repairs. Can you speak to that? And maybe was there any backup option of putting a truck there or an NOPD car there?
Well, let me tell you, yeah, one, I'm going to let the mayor answer. I want you to know that's one of the first things I thought of this morning when the mayor called me. Okay? And
I'll let the mayor say why she
I will
screwed
tell
up.
you that whatever the problem was is going to be solved.
Oh, God.
Thank you, Governor.
Oh, well, that
It's
makes
been
me
late
feel
now.
so much better.
Thank you, Governor, and
We'll
thank
tell
you
the families
for the
that.
question. I do understand that it's been on your radar since this morning. As it relates to the bollards on Bourbon Street, over 10 years ago, excuse me, okay, over 10 years ago, the city of New Orleans implemented an infrastructure project placing bollards on Bourbon Street. Shortly thereafter, the malfunctions of those bollards ensued from Mardi
Worked
Gras
about as well as your
beaches
levies.
on down. But the New Orleans Police Department, of course, deemed them inefficient because they did not operate the way that they were intended to do.
Stopping
Because the city of
traffic.
New Orleans is hosting Super Bowl this year, it gave the city of New Orleans an opportunity to go further and deeper with infrastructure improvements, as we've been talking about. So as a result of that, we were able to build in bollard replacement into our Super Bowl infrastructure package. And because of that, the city of New Orleans has moved forward with that infrastructure that is nearing completion.
Are you kidding me?
Bollards were not up because they are near completion.
Kennedy's face.
With the expectation of being completed, of course, by Super Bowl, way before Super Bowl. But that is
Oh, I see lawsuits Look at him. Yeah, you're right. Look at him.
Kenny, what is this?
Holy hell. Okay, so
He has to be
right.
professional and can't be like, what you're an idiot. But his face is just like, oh my God.
Oh no, this is going to cost a lot of money. Okay, so 10 years ago, they put the bollards in. Shortly after, they malfunctioned. And then, what happened? Oh, a budget was approved to upgrade them. So how long have these things been out of action? It
So
sounds
then-
like a long time.
So I think AG
Sounds-
said 2017, 2018,
Really?
which would make sense that 2019. Okay, that would make sense. Soon after, so like 4 years.
This, okay, and I heard somewhere there were, I think it was later on, she's saying that it's nearing completion. Well, that's great. Fantastic. Awesome. How long does it take? Right? Okay, I know about these bollard things. We've got them here, right?
Yeah.
Because after, it might have been the, was it, well, we had a copycat attack down in Melbourne. So someone went and drove through the mall in Melbourne, and after that, we went and put up bollards in our, because we got open air shopping strips in most of our cities. So we went and put these things up. It didn't take long, right? Probably, I don't know, 6 months, something like that. Why does it take years to sort this out? And so this guy lives in Houston. Houston's not really near Louisiana. Right?
That's true. So was he?
So he's gone and chosen a target. Yes? He's gone and found somewhere that doesn't have any protection. They can just drive through it.
Either he scouted the area beforehand, or it was
It's a
communicated
4-hour
to him.
drive. Or because I don't know about NOLA being corrupt, but
No, it is.
goodness me.
Is the reason. Now, the New Orleans Police Department and Chief, you can speak to the deployment to respond
hang
to
on.
our needs.
She's going to come in there and go, no, hang on,
So
shut up.
we have
You
been
shut up, I'm
aware
going
of
to
the
talk.
baller situation for a long time. And we did indeed harden those target areas where the ballers are. We have patrol cars out there as a hard target, as well as with barriers. Now, I want to share with y'all, if you did not know, that this particular terrorist drove around onto the sidewalk and got around the hard target, where he did have a car there, we had barriers there, we had officers there, and they still got around. Now, the wedges
So clever.
that you see out there as well, we knew that had malfunction problems. And I want you to understand, let's say we put the wedge up and it got stuck. There is no way that ambulance could get in or out, people couldn't get in and out, so we knew that these were malfunction. So we did indeed have a plan, but the terrorist defeated it.
A follow-up, if I may.
Let me just say this.
That wasn't really a lovely way of putting it. The terrorists defeated it. In other words, the terrorists defeated us. Fantastic. That's just awesome. Yeah, good.
Yeah,
way to admit defeat.
Did the city attorney approve this press conference, by the way?
This is chaos. This has descended into
This
chaos.
is going to be just pure gold for any attorney looking to sue the
isn't
city.
it? Yeah. It is. Everything was going fine until the questions.
We knew. That's liability right there, yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Isn't
yes.
Isn't it? It's shocking. Wow. How bad is this? How bad is this? This is so bad. Goodness me. And then they just like, I love the way they just like walk in front of one another, like, you stop talking, now we're gonna talk. Like that. Okay.
We recognize we got a problem right here, right?
Oh.
We're going to fix it. It is going to be a top priority
too
as we
late,
go
mate.
into the Super Bowl and Mardi Gras. And the solution that we're going to come up with is going to be a permanent one. is going to be placed into the standard operating procedure of having major events and securing that quarter.
A follow-up, if I may. Obviously, Sugar Bowl postponed till tomorrow, but I'm sure after that game, a lot of people are going to want to celebrate. Are there plans to keep Bourbon Street closed? What does that look like?
So right now, Bourbon Street is an active crime scene, and the FBI is in charge of it. When they clear it, and it does not become an active crime scene anymore, we're going to open it up.
Potentially.
Potentially.
With Fox 8. Can we ask about this military police presence, that you want to call it? Is this a private security like Blackwater? Also, would that be a first that a private security firm is mobilized to supplement local and state law enforcement?
No. We're not. This is our National Guard. These are our citizens that we bring it in. It's a military police company that we recognize. We need some more resources. We need some more boots on the ground because, again, what we're doing now is twofold. We've got an active investigation, and we've got to enhance security. Before this event, we were just enhancing and working on security. So we brought some additional resources.
Jesse Kirsch with NBC News. Thank you for holding the press briefing. I just want to clarify something first. You were just talking about bollards that are being repaired. Talk about a lift gate that are replaced and then a lift gate that's not been working. Was there a vehicle in place of that lift gate last night? Were there things in place of those bollards which are being repaired?
Sure, the chief spoke to the plan in place, and that is yes.
That was indeed.
So anything that is currently in the midst of being repaired had a backup replacement?
It had vehicles and officers were there where all of those ballasts have been. We had that, we knew. So we did have it. And like I said, in this,
we knew.
Went all the way around up onto the sidewalk.
And for the lift gate, what about for the lift gate? Was there a vehicle like backing in and out to block that lift gate area, or was that just down and open? That's what we've heard from with.
Captain, the reason I'm calling the captain, he's the captain over that district, and that is a question I'm going to let him address for you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Captain LaJean Roberts of the 8th District. Yes, we did have a vehicle strategically placed right in front of the wedge, preventing access onto the roadway.
And in terms of the framework of security that was already in place on Bourbon Street, I know this is an ongoing project of improvement, but with how that was all aligned, was someone getting up on a sidewalk considered impossible or nearly impossible, or was this not something you expected you would have to account for?
Yes, of course, it wasn't something we expected to account for. The bollards are...
A car went onto the sidewalk.
They're strategically placed 5 locations throughout the French Quarter on the roadway. This particular terrorist drove onto the sidewalk behind the police car to gain access to the 100 block of Bourbon Street.
So if you're worried about someone ever driving down Bourbon Street, why weren't you worried about someone driving up the sidewalk in the same way, or at least
question.
the same way? For all
Okay.
this?
Yeah, good question.
We can go on what ifs forever. This is evil.
Oh, we could go on what
And,
ifs forever.
Yeah, try telling that to a jury.
That guy could have easily gone down the sidewalk of Canal Street, where there were a ton of pedestrians on there as well.
And there are
That's right.
on some
You're right.
sidewalks, so that's, I'm
Right.
just asking
Hold on a
But-
second. We're gonna move on.
Just want you to know, however, we recognize, I said earlier, that where there are defects in this system, we are going to be transparent, and we are going to address them with the city and make sure that we fill those gaps as best we can. Yeah.
Yeah, Chelsea Grayson with Axios. I have a question just about sort of ongoing public safety today. Special Agent mentioned 2 possible IEDs. Were those in the same location? Should residents in the French Quarter or elsewhere be concerned about potential other situations?
Breaking news from AG. ABC Houston just arrested someone at the driver terrorist house. Interesting. So, obviously, the actual driver is already not with us, so somebody else, maybe family, maybe a friend, maybe a co-conspirator, who knows? But thank you for that.
Unindicted co-conspirator?
Yeah. Okay, so thank you for that. We'll see if we can find a new story on that. AG, if you have a do you have a link or something you could chuck me? on that, that'd be great. Let's keep watching.
The two IEDs, they were in different locations, and what we've done in conjunction with our local and state partners, we've gone through and done a sweep to identify anything that we thought was suspicious, and we have not. However, as I said before, if the public sees something, please reach out to us. That way we can go through and verify that we did not miss anything. But we conducted initial sweeps, I think, starting shortly after our initial
Yes, I'm going to thank you,
press conference.
Adrian. I do want to share that we have a plan, and we have been implementing that plan. One of those plans is that we have swept all of these areas. The word swept means we have put officers out there as a grid, walking down the streets, every street in the French Quarter, looking for suspicious packages, bags, ice chest, you name it. And they have been walking it as a grid. We've been doing the same thing on Poydras and all the accesses into the Superdome. Part of the safety plan is we have bomb dogs out there sweeping the Superdome and all the exterior area, and we're locking that down. That will be locked down through the game tomorrow. So that's a part of that safety plan, and we've already been implementing it.
Okay, thank you all for coming out.
Question back here for the governor on the MPs. How many MPs will be deployed to New Orleans?
Right now, there's I think it's General Freelo, 100?
100.
100, and, yep. All right, thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
What gives you the
Wow. Okay, so thank you, AG, for this. Let's see if I can make sure get the sound up nice because it's not on YouTube.
Getting the suspected attacker's ties
You hear that, right?
here in the Houston community. And we were there when law enforcement officers arrived at a location near Hugh Road and Crescent Peak Drive in North Harris County. ABC 13 reporter Micah Hatfield joining us now live to tell us what's been happening at that scene all day today. Micah?
Gina, this is a major scene up here in North Harris County at the home where Shamsuddin Jabbar actually lived. We've learned a little bit about him today, but I want to show you the large law enforcement presence here. And you might also notice mixed in with law enforcement is a number of people who live in the area who had heard about what happened and are stunned to find out the person responsible for it are also lived nearby them. We did have our drone up earlier over this scene since law enforcement has been out here, and we captured the moment that someone came out of one of the homes on the property where Jabbar lived with their hands up. Now, we don't know their ties to this, if they had any ties to it, if they just so happened to live on the same piece of property, because we do know there are two homes on that property, but we hope to learn more of those answers soon. It was right about 3 o'clock that a large law enforcement presence descended on this area, Crescent Peak Drive. That was a bit of a surprise to us. We imagined when we got here this morning that we'd be greeted with a large law enforcement presence, and that really was just not the case. I learned that they were waiting on a search warrant for much of the day. And while we were out here waiting on law enforcement, we've been working to get in touch with people who knew Jabbar. I was able to speak with someone who's familiar with his living situation, and I'm told that he told them he was moving to New Orleans for work. He told that person about a month ago, and then I'm told that he actually moved out of his home here in North Harris County on Monday. That person that I spoke to was rattled and stunned and pretty hysterical, actually, to hear that he was responsible for what happened. Now, I want to bring you back out here live to the scene right now, something that we just noticed, and pretty stunning, really, that just about a stone's throw away from Jabbar's home is a Harris County Sheriff's Office location, actually one where they store a lot of their armored vehicles and different equipment like that. Just really caught us off guard a little bit, because now that equipment is being used just right here across the street. Hopefully we'll learn more, and we'll certainly bring it to you. Live in North Harris County, Micah Hatfield, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Excellent.
Okay. Dolly, do you have that video of the actual suspect? Well,
talking?
Former suspect, yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, well, before he supposedly converted to Islam, he he a real estate agent?
Realtor,
Hey, Charlie.
yeah.
Okay, you want to see him? Let's go. There he is.
Discipline.
Yeah.
Good evening. I'm Shamsuddin Jabbar, property manager with Blue Meadow Properties and team lead at the Midas Group at Core Realty. I just want to say hello and let you know a little bit about me. So I'm born and raised in Beaumont, Texas, and now live in Houston. And I've been here all my life, with the exception of traveling for the military, where I spent 10 years as a human resources specialist and IT specialist, where I learned the meaning of great service and what it means to be responsive and take everything seriously, dotting I's and crossing T's to make sure that things go off without a hitch. So I've taken those skills and applied them to my career as a real estate agent, where I feel like what really sets me apart from other agents is my ability to be able to, one, be a fierce negotiator. So not only do I brilliantly market your property to make sure it gets sold as quickly as possible or gets leased as quickly as possible, but I'm also going to take every ounce of energy and putting it into negotiating for you
Yes, that is a
and
wedding
for
ring.
your property to get the best deal that you can possibly get for it. So once we get to the closing table, all the I's are going to be dotted, all the T's are going to be crossed, everything's going to go off without a hitch. And that is my word that I'm giving to you as your real estate agent. So if that's the type of agent you're looking for, reach out to me. You see my phone number on the page. If not, it's 832-774-9718. Give me a call. And even if you don't want to have me as your agent, call me with any questions you may have. So even if you're a first-time home buyer or you're an experienced real estate investor and you're just looking for somebody to help you with doing some analysis on some properties that you're looking at, either way, give me a call. I'm glad to help anytime, and I'm looking forward to talking to you.
Wow. I mean, for some reason I wasn't, okay, I mean, this sounds really weird and judgy, but I just wasn't expecting him to be so American. It's such a shock, like, to have someone who is part of ISIS to just be an American, just be a regular American, right? It's shocking. It's scary, but it is. Real estate broke him.
Or his marriage.
At least a bit surprise happens so much. Does it? Does it really though, Evie? Does it? Okay, so next thing I just wanted to show you is about the Cybertruck. Okay, so we have a report from CNN.
Investigating many different leads. That source also revealed what was inside the truck, explosives that included fireworks, gas tanks, and camping fuel, and authorities believe that was connected to a detonation system controlled by the driver. We're also hearing this same sentiment from Elon Musk, who tweeted out that they have now confirmed that the explosion was caused by very large fireworks and or a bomb carried in the bed of the rented Cybertruck and is unrelated to the vehicle itself. So he was clear to say that this was not an issue with the Cybertruck. And the sheriff also earlier said that they are checking for secondary devices. They're investigating many different leads, but he was clear to say that there does not appear to be any further threat to the Las Vegas community. That source also revealed what was inside the truck, explosives.
So that's just replaying because it was on Twitter. Okay, I have something from where is it? Thank you, Kat Madison. Just checking what you've sent me. All right, we have information. So the owner of Terbium Labs, Daniel J. Rogers, was the founder of Veracity.ai, which was used as the base for the Global Disinformation Index, GDI. The GDI was worked on and headed by the CTI League's file, Sarah Jane Terp, known for working with the Army cyber units. This Army dude, Shamsuddin Jabbar, was once a cloud governance analyst. What? I can't make that bigger. 2015 to 2020, Information Technology Operations Manager, United States Army. The perpetrator of the New Orleans truck attack, Shamsuddin Jabbar, was raised in Texas and was in the U.S. Army Reserve from 2015 to 2020. Additionally, according to Carol Markovich of the New NY Post and Fox News, he had a stolen Glock and .308 rifle. Okay. Right. What else we got here? This is a really... I'm just going to have to save this image and bring it up into a new tab. Sorry. Now we can see it properly. All right. So... I'm not sure what this is about. In 2005, Deloitte acquired Beijing Pan CPA to become the largest accountancy firm in China. Just prior to the acquisition, Deloitte China had about 3,200. It's more about his employment, who he worked with for, etc. Don't have to read it all. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And let me just look at the next thing on here. Oh yeah, okay, so he worked for Deloitte. He was making a lot of money. He was making 100,000 plus a year. Okay, right. Wow. Sorry. Thank you for that, Kat. Much appreciated. What were you saying, Dali?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, guys. Wow. This is huge. I'm so, I don't know what to say. I'm really concerned for the next 24 hours or so. Keep an eye out for your news sources. I hope that that's the end of these attacks. You DM me, Evie. Thank you. I hope that's the end of it. Who knows though? What's this? Meet the US citizen charged with trying to join or help ISIS. Okay, let me just have a quick look at this. US citizens trying to join or help ISIS. Pugh, who served in the US Air Force, was indicted March 16 by a grand jury in Brooklyn on charges of attempting to provide material support to a terror organization. He was fired from his job as an airplane mechanic in Kuwait in December 2014.
Yeah.
A few weeks later, in January, he allegedly tried to fly from Egypt to Turkey in an effort to get across the border into Syria to join ISIS.
I think the point she's making is like there's history of these kinds of people being targeted.
Yeah, I mean,
especially if they're in the military.
Why? Why? Because they're in the military. What's that got to do with
They
it?
could have had Middle Eastern ties if they served over there.
What do you think? Also, because they have training, like, do you think that yeah, because they already sort of trained to kill and have that tendency about them, that perhaps they're targeted because
or discipline.
They're more likely to carry out acts than just a regular sort of normie civilian
and be controlled.
Yes. Okay, that makes more sense. The man in DC in early 2000s was an army vet too. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was bad.
I read somewhere that his ex was worried enough to limit. Who are we talking about online?
I assume the guy that did this.
His ex was worried enough to limit his time with their daughter. I would hope so. Maybe that's why he had a ring on. Maybe he was married at the point at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, Omar Martin did the mass shooting in Orlando.
Oh,
Right.
okay, yeah.
100K a year isn't any money, really. I don't really know in the US. I don't know. I mean, it's not
Used to
nothing.
be pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of changed
Wow.
over the last 4 years, but
Yeah. I can't express enough how sad I am that this is how you guys are starting your new year. I know, like, we joke around a lot on here, but this is not nothing. To hear that there's families, children that have been affected by something cruel and heinous like this is, yeah, it's not what I like to wake up to. On the 2nd of January, it's the 2nd of January for me today. So I'm really sorry to hear about it. My heart goes out to everybody involved. I hope that there's going to be blame shifting, of course, but I hope that something really is done about the safety in the area. I wouldn't be going out to that football game tomorrow night if I was in Louisiana. I know people really love their sport, but if it were me, I wouldn't. No matter what it was, I wouldn't. And I hope that the organisers give refunds to people. I know money rules everything, but they should be giving refunds to people who are worried about going out. You're pretty nervous. My husband has to up at the Capitol for the congressional swearing. Oh, really? God is great, Ben Aaron. He is. Sugar Bowl will be fine. You think? I suppose there'll be a lot of extra security there, you'd hope. Just imagine if something happened and the security wasn't enough to handle it. There will be a lot to answer for then. I will raise living hell. Is that what he says?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, something like that. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. And especially for me, because it's hard for me to get my head around these things sometimes, especially when I sleep through them. But it's a whole different world. And I mean, not that we don't have attacks here. We've had some terror attacks, but fortunately, nothing like what's happened on American soil. And touch wood, pray that we never experience anything like that here in Australia. Although, being allies of the US, we're scared, and we're close to North Korea here as well. So we're always on guard, but we're pleased to be friends. Be friends with the US, and look, as far as I'm concerned, there's no hell, there's no evil. There's just the lack of God, is what the way I like to put it. But God always comes out in the people who are there to help the community around. So that's the way I like to put it. The way I like to think about it. Thank you, Sean, for the super sticker. Love ya. Down in Sydney. Sean from Sydney, Sean the sheep. And what's this? Wasn't there an explosion in Germany yesterday? I don't know. I think I'll be on for a little bit of chat in Discord. Oh, well, you're okay. That's lovely. Cool. All right. Well, yeah, guys, if you want to hang out in chat in Discord, what you mean to do a bit of a voice chat, that'd be cool. Guys, if you want to hang out in the chill zone in Discord afterwards, then John will be there. I might be able to pop in for a little bit. That'd be awesome. Yeah. Yeah, Evie, lovely to see you. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. I really appreciate it. And I was going to do a Coburger stream today because there's all these new documents, but then this happened, and I think it's more sensitive to pay attention to what's going on. considering especially that there's been lost lives and it's an evolving situation. So back to regular programming hopefully tomorrow. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
Nothing more happens.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. Okay, time for the song. We'll still do the song.
Yes.
We will still do the song. Because we need to do the song. We need to do the song. Where is it? I always lose it.
Tell me
I
about
moved
it.
everything around. I'll stop it. I moved everything around. Oh, there it is.
I moved it.
She was an Aussie. She was a fake lawyer from the future. She got on YouTube and made some live streams. The co-host is Dolly and she dances sometimes. The words are always so loud and because she's an 803.